Hello, and welcome to the Stars of Akarios Developer Diary number 2, where we go over the new Drones of Akarios expansion. My name is Brendan. I am the head of OpenL Studios, also designer on Stars of Akarios, and we had Steve Daldry as a guest designer on Drones of Akarios. He is the one who came up with the story, the drone mechanics, a bunch of stuff. So Steve Daldry is the guy who really should be doing this video, but hey, you're stuck with me. So this is the first of two gameplay expansions that we have planned for the Stars of Akarios 1.5 and new content campaign. Uh, Includes several things, obviously includes drones, mini standalone story, some new mechanics and some other stuff. But hey, let's just get right into it. So first thing, like I said, it includes drones, and the drones are named. You'll see them at the start of the campaign on the campaign page, and each drone includes a couple different components. One, there's an overlay. Two, there's a drone dice, and I guess there's four drone dice, right? One for each player, and then finally any tokens that you may or may that you may need for your drone. So the drone overlays are really neat because what happens when you use a drone, you can kind of swap in and out drones throughout the campaign. But when you use a drone, it kind of slots into two of your existing spots. What that means is, for example, this drone number one, it's covering up your ship ability spot and an engine upgrade spot. The drone number two is covering up a weapons slot and a tech spot. And it's really neat because both of these drones, or all the drones, they add some unique abilities for you that I believe are pretty fun, pretty powerful, and kind of a fun, unique way to customize your ship even further. So let me kind of go over the elements of each of the drones. There's basic action. And the basic action uses the drone action dice face, and it triggers kind of whatever various different actions. You'll notice that the drone dice, it'll replace one of your four action dice, and each of the drones has a like corresponding drone action kind of dice effect, right? So the one, for drone two, if you're rolling the drone action dice face, you can also use that as an attack action die anywhere on your board when you're kind of slotting in different upgrades. Sorry, different abilities on your turn. For drone one, it counts as a move, but then it can also be used for the basic action. So that's drone action dice, and then each of the drones has like a special ability that is always attached to a supply action, which means it doesn't need a dice to be triggered, and these are often very powerful abilities. So on drone number two, you actually have a this missile effect where you get to place a target, like a target lock at the beginning of your turn on an enemy, and you can trigger this missile where a missile like launches from your ship and then moves towards the enemy that it's targeting, that you're targeting on your turn. And each of the abilities of the drones, both the basic action and the more advanced action, have three different levels where the ability level powers up, right? Whether it's in power, like attack value, or different drone one, you have different rotations, movements attached to it, and how your drone levels up is it's very simple actually. It's just based off of your the act that you're in. So prologue act one is drone level one, act two, and act three level three. So that's how the drones load up. So we have several different drones available, all highly unique, customizable. You can swap in and swap out however you wish. So that's the first main part. It's these drones, and the drones are unlocked through the standalone story, which is called the Peanut, which is this kind of fun asteroid that's floating in space with some mysteries to unravel. And this Peanut asteroid, Um, it's a mini kind of 5 6 scenario story that takes place between the prologue and Act One. There's three combat scenarios. There's a little bit of a branching narrative, and there is a world exploration scenario, all wrapped up in this standalone story with some unique characters, and it also includes two unlockable pilots. One is Chal. Chal is Violet Ray's older sister. If you've ever played the original, you can notice some family resemblance there. And then the other is Jyoti. Jyoti is actually one of my kind of favorite new designs. Both these were done by our original artist from the Stars of Akarios 1.0 campaign, Dan Wang. He has a pretty stellar pedigree. And these pilots include the set of pilot card ability cards and their miniatures as well. So kind of fun new ways for you to kind of discover and adventure across the Akarios galaxy. Lastly, the thing that is included in the Drones of Akarios expansion are these new scenario event cards. These are kind of like how we describe them as like complication cards that you can use anytime you're playing a space combat mission. Basically, if you're wanting an increased challenge to your time in Stars of Akarios, or just like a unique challenge when you face off in the different space combat scenarios, you'll draw one of these space scenario event cards, and for example, one of them might be at the end of every turn, each ship is pulled two spaces in towards the nearest planet, right? This gravitational pull, and we have all these kind of different complications for the scenarios that will kind of if you're replaying any part of Stars of Akarios, you're kind of brought into that, or if you just want to kind of add some spice into the mix when you're kind of doing different space combat scenarios, you can use these scenario event cards to mix things up. You can also use the scenario event cards in the Battles of Akarios expansion, which you will talk about in the next developer's diary. And that is, I believe, the main elements of the Drones of Akarios expansion. For those of you who are returning to Stars, I think this expansion has some really unique elements. And just right on cue, my dog begins barking. So with that, hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.